Hey friends, it's me again with a gentle flow, 20 minutes long. Let's get started. Lying on your back, extending your legs long on the mat and your arms out to your side. Make sure there's plenty of room for your arms, allowing the breath to move freely through the chest, no restrictions. Begin to slowly float your arms up towards the sky and then overhead on the floor above you. And stretching through both sides, maybe moving the toes, fingers, feet. Just getting as long as you can, and then float the arms back up towards the sky and take them wide on the mat, the shape of a T. Reach up for the sky again, cross one arm over the other, and give yourself a hug, reaching back for opposite shoulder blades. A little bit of restriction, and then opening up again, relaxing the arms back down, and then crossing the other way, giving yourself another big hug. Reach up for the sky again, and then gently bring the arms down by your side, resting comfortably. Let's draw the right knee in towards our chest, interlacing the fingers around the shin, starting some circles in one direction. Circles originating from the hips, and just letting the rest of the leg follow along. You can begin to take your circles in the opposite direction. Place the sole of the left foot to the floor, and let's take this to a twist. So we're going to cross the right knee over to the left side, rolling onto our left hip. Come back up through center, plant both feet onto the floor, and then draw both knees in towards your chest and extend the legs long overhead. So reaching for the sky with your heels. Bending the knees once again, soles of the feet will come down onto the mat. Lengthen out through both legs. And then draw the left knee into your chest. Give it a gentle squeeze and begin your circles in one direction. And then into the other direction. We'll draw the right foot sole of the foot to the floor, and we'll take this into a twist, this time over towards the right. So the left knee stays up towards the chest, and you just gently twist over towards the right side onto your right hip. Come back up through center. Draw both knees in towards your chest. Extend your legs long towards the sky, heels pressing. And then bend the knees and slowly lower the feet to the floor. Let's roll completely onto our right side, coming into a fetal posture. If you'd like, twisting a little bit more by placing your forehead onto the floor, and then start bringing yourself up to a seated posture. We'll start with an easy pose, cross-legged posture. We'll have the right leg be on the outside. Take a side bend over towards the left, so planting the left hand onto the floor and just softening on that side of the body. Think about the right rib cage reaching up and out, keeping both hips firmly planted. Draw the navel towards the spine so you feel supported around your lower back. And then coming back up to center, we'll take it right into a twist, twisting towards the left side of your mat. Left hand comes to rest behind you in the center of the mat. Right hand can be crossed over the left knee, creating a little bit of resistance there. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. From here, let's extend the right leg out towards the side and just gently walk the hands forward, coming down as far as you can, maybe to your elbows, just getting a little bit of a forward fold here. Draw the belly back and up, and relax through the shoulders, gazes straight down at the mat. Walk your hands back behind you, coming into a center spine, and then open up the chest. Lift it forward and up. Maybe your gaze goes towards the sky as well. Content the fingers. And then coming back through neutral. Let's draw the right leg in first, left leg to the outside, back to our easy pose. And take your side bend over towards the right. Soften the right elbow and right shoulder, lengthening on the left side of the body, opening up through the rib cage. Try to keep both hips down and draw the navel in to support the lower back. Come back through center. Let's take this into a twist, this time to the right. The right hand will relocate to the back of the mat, gazing gently over that right shoulder, not forcing yourself into this twist, but breathing into the twist. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Come back through center, lengthen the left leg out to the side, walk your hands in front, and come into a forward fold. And then rising up, hands can walk behind, tent the fingers, press the chest forward, draw the shoulder blades together behind you, and lift your chest and your gaze towards the sky. From here, we'll lean over to the right, bringing our feet around to the left side, and then walking ourselves into our tabletop. Setting yourself up comfortably with shoulders over wrists, hips over your knees. And let's just take cat-cow here. Let's take 5 cat-cows. Adjusting the position of your hands and your knees at any point if it feels like your stance is too wide. And then with this last rounding of the spine, go ahead and open up more time, and then draw yourself back into your child's pose. We'll rise back up to the tabletop, coming through our cat and our cow, and then back again, rounding the spine, sitting back on the heels, child's pose. We'll do this a few more times, moving to your own breath. Last time. And then relax into a wide-legged child's pose. Toes can be touching, knees apart, and reach the fingertips towards the front of your mat. Maybe coming up on tented fingers on the right arm, lifting that right shoulder up towards this, getting a little more stretch, and then take it over to the left side, tented fingers. Walking back and forth, feeling a little bit of a lift in the chest and the shoulders. Let's now create a C curve with the spine, taking the child's pose still. Walk your hands over towards the left side of your mat, even off of your mat, and reach a little further with the right hand, stretching underneath the armpit as well as the rib cage. Walking the hands back through center and then over to their side, lengthening a little more with the left hand, left arm, opening up the rib cage and the chest. Come back to center. Let's rise up into our tabletop, setting up the knees again underneath the hips. We're going to take a little core challenge, drawing the navel towards the spine and then floating the knees an inch or two off the floor. Keep the tops of the feet on the floor and the hands firmly planted. Round a little through the spine and then sit back to your child's pose. And then flip that so that the palm of the hand is up, fingertips pointing towards your knees. Just a little gentle wrist stretch here. Rising back up to the tabletop, planting the tops of the feet into the floor, drawing the core in, lifting up, And lowering the knees back down, sitting back to the child's pose. And here, perhaps you take the back of your hand into the opposite palm. Just create a little bit of pressure there. Both sides. Last time, come all the way up to your tabletop. Plant the tops of your feet. Really draw the core in and up, and then roll over your toes and find your way back to your downward facing dog. You can pedal the feet out here, really lengthening through one leg while you bend drastically in the other. Trying to stretch the hamstrings as well as the calf muscles. And then settling the heels back down towards the floor. Let's take this into a twist, taking the right hand and reaching for the outside of the left ankle. Maybe you bend in that right knee and draw that shoulder under just a little bit, and your gaze can be underneath the left arm. Come back through center, taking it over to the other side, reaching whatever part of the outside of the leg is available to you, or just taking a gentle twist however you can. Come back through center, plant the hands, begin to walk the feet forward to your forward fold. We'll take a few transitions up to standing. So bend the knees and bring the arms out to the side and a little behind you, like the fingertips are reaching for the wall behind you. Lean into the heels a little bit more, draw the belly in and up. Hands will come to heart center, and we'll slowly bring ourselves all the way up to standing. Remember the core as you're doing these transitions. We'll gently sit back into our chair, leaning a little more weight into our heels. Extend the arms long and behind you. Draw the belly in and up and begin your forward fold. Again, rising up, bend the knees, sitting back, lengthening through the arms and lifting all the way up to standing. Let's go back down again. As we did before, using the core to transition. And then one more time, reaching all the way up for the sky. Keeping the arms together overhead, maybe interlacing the fingers, index finger pointing out. Take your side bend over towards the right. Try to keep the front of the body parallel to the short edge of your mat. You're reaching out of your hips and over towards the side. Come up through center and take it over to the other side. Back through center and gently into your forward fold. We'll step back with the right foot, drop the right knee into a low lunge. Make sure that left foot is firmly planted and you're very engaged around the core. Inhale the arms up overhead, opening up the chest, drawing the shoulder blades down, and then interlace the fingers behind the head and about them settling right there at the crook of your neck. Maybe a little bit of a lift of the skull away from the neck, opening up the elbows as much as you can, getting a chest stretch, and then release the hands back down to the mat. Turn the back toes under and float the back foot to the front of your mat into your forward fold. Half lift and step back with the left foot this time, dropping the left knee. Hugging the hip points towards one another so you can stay strong in the core as you inhale the arms up overhead. And then again, interlacing the fingers, setting them just at the base of your skull, and maybe getting a little bit of a lift as you press back into your hands and open your elbows. Nice opening in the chest. Release the hands back down to the mat. And then from here, come back into your tabletop. We'll lean forward, bend the elbows, and bring ourselves all the way down to the mat. Resting one cheek to the earth, hands down by your side. We'll do some back bends from here. First resting, and then turning to place your chin on the mat. Gaze is down at the floor. Begin to inhale and lift your shoulders and your upper chest away from the floor. Draw some length through the front of the body by drawing the belly in and up. Lengthen through the toes towards the wall behind you. Try to keep your gaze down and your neck long, and then lower back down to the floor. We'll take this again. This time maybe lifting and floating the arms away from the floor as well, and maybe feet. Draw the belly in and up, stay long, stay engaged in the core, lengthen through the top of the head, through the tippy toes, and then lower yourself back down. Let's take this one more time. Taking it the same way as you did before, and a slight variation. Take your arms into cactus arms, so out into airplane wings, and then bend the elbows. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears, lifting the back of the body a little bit higher, and then settle back down, keeping your cactus arms. We'll relax through the lower body. And then begin to bend the right knee and draw it up in the direction of your right elbow. Plant your right hand into the floor and just gently twist the upper body, pressing the left arm into the floor. So that left arm is shaped like cactus arms. Letting the right hip relax. Come through center, lengthen through the right leg, and then bend the left knee. Drawing that knee up, pressing the left hand into the earth. Gently twist and open up the right side of the chest. Shouldn't feel any strain on the shoulder, it should just be a chest stretch. You can go back through center, lengthen through the arms, lengthen through the legs, and then gently rise, coming back into your child's pose. And come to sit on your heels. We'll shift our hips to the side and swing our legs all the way around in front. Sliding down the mat, knees slightly bent, heels on the floor. Let's lower ourselves all the way down to our backs. So using our core engagement, lifting up on the pelvic floor, lowering us down a few vertebrae at a time. At any point you can drop your hands and elbows to help. Let's slide the left foot to the floor and lift the right leg towards the sky. Interlace your fingers behind the thigh, gently drawing that leg towards your chest. Make sure the hips are securely on the floor and there's no pressure in the left foot. If you'd like to reach, take your big toe, your first two fingers and your thumb, and get a little bit more of a stretch. Feel free, but try to soften the right shoulder down towards the floor. And then cross the right ankle over the left knee and move into your supine pigeon. So you're interlacing your fingers behind the left leg and drawing that left knee in towards your chest. Breathing into the right hip, feeling this opening, but also staying supported in the hips by keeping the belly engaged. Low engagement. We'll take this into a twist, letting the feet come to the floor and twisting the knees over towards the right. If you'd like, you can extend that top leg long, maybe take hold of the foot with your hand, and get a little bit more of an outer leg stretch. Coming back through center, soles of the feet to the floor, knees up, center the body, and then extend the left leg towards the sky this time, interlacing the fingers behind the thigh, maybe gently walking them up the back of the leg. And if you took that yogi toe lock on the first side, taking it here, allowing that left shoulder to just sink towards the floor. Cross this ankle over the right knee. Gently weave the hands between the space you created and draw that right knee in towards your chest. Release the right foot to the floor, the left foot to the floor. Take this into a twist, letting the knees drop over to the left. And if you'd like, extending long in the right leg. Maybe taking hold of the right toes with the left hand. Bending the right knee, bringing it back in line with the left. Soles of the feet to the floor. One last drawing of the knees in towards the chest. Pressing the lower back into the floor. And then soles of the feet to the floor and take them together, Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees off to their own side. Maybe resting one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. And just beginning to relax here. Staying where you are or lengthening through the legs and the arms and making your way into your final Shavasana. Staying with this Shavasana as long as you'd like.